And good evening, everyone. Welcome into the 2026 11thframe.com Open Stepladder Finals here this evening. We've got a great one for you here. We've got, in our first match, we've got Lucas Hersrud taking on Landon Jordan. Hersrud is from Glendon, Minnesota, taking on Landon Jordan from Sycamore, Illinois. Our 3 seed today is Robert Vader from Iola, Wisconsin. Number 2 seed, A.J. Chapman from Manchester, Iowa, but actually lives in Louisville, Texas now. I wanted to say Kentucky, but it's Louisville, Texas. And also our number 1 seed today, Kendrick Siders, one of the best collegiate bowlers in the country. He's from Eagle River, Alaska, just outside of Anchorage. We'll get started here. Match number 1, Hersrud starting on the left lane. And joining me here on the call is the man from the 11thframe.com. His name is Jeff Riggles. And don't forget, everybody, this is the 11thframe.com Open. This is his event. And remember, the 11thframe.com is bowling's digital daily newspaper, delivering news, analysis, and opinion, owned and operated by USBC Hall of Famer and career newspaper reporter and editor, Jeff Riggles. Welcome to the booth, Jeff.
Hey, Mike. Great to be here. Had a great weekend watching all this fantastic young talent. It's something special when A.J. Chapman is the old guy in the top 5, huh?
It sure is. It's been a very challenging pattern here. We'll take a look at it. It is 46 feet in length. It's 1.25 on the left, 1.34 on the right. Notice the total pattern volume, 39.39 mils.
Yeah, these guys were asking a lot of questions about when they could sand their balls and that sort of stuff. Quite necessary on the fresh here to get some pickup. And our rules are basically what the PBA does. Each match is a new segment, I guess is the way to describe it. So they can sand equipment between games, and they can sand during practice up until things start.
Landon Jordan, very decorated youth career, junior gold champion a couple of times, going to Savannah College of Art and Design this upcoming fall. Says he's going to be moving into to college here in just a couple of weeks. Should have one heck of a collegiate career. He's got all the tools, unbelievable youth player, and no surprise he's made it inside our top 5 here this evening.
Of course, people will recognize him from making the extended stepladder of the U.S. Open in 2025, 2 years ago. His father, Tony Jordan, coached him growing up. They work now extensively, his brother Griffin and him, and Landon with Andrew Anderson at Turbo. And very interesting that Landon is a 2-hander and Griffin is a 1-hander. Both very, very, very talented. I had spent a couple of games last night watching Landon and talking with Tony, who I've known forever. He was on Mike Nape's team with Greg Zika, Pete Spreadberry, those guys that won Team All Events Eagle. I think it was 2008, if I recall. So it comes from a great family lineage.
Hersrud really couldn't throw that one much better. All the players on the fresh, we have fresh condition here tonight, found the most success playing the outside part of the lane, outside of the second arrow, more up 7-8. Some players even a little bit further right of that.
And that's pretty much intentional when you have 12 games today leading up to the stepladder. If you don't have them starting to the right, you're going to end up with some serious gutter cap lofting in this day and age with the 2-handers and the high rev rate. So Bob Hockreen here, Cherry Lanes, doesn't really want that happening.
Comes in a little bit light for the 2-8. Speaking of Cherry Lanes, want to give a shout out to the entire staff here donating the lineage here this weekend. Bob Hockreen opened the facility here. That was back in 2008, 18 years ago, and those lanes were installed then, and that's the lanes they're using today. Brunswick Pro Lane, 18 years old, very hard surface. They do play pretty slick here.
Yep, and it's always been a fairly high-scoring center. Bowled many tournaments here through the years. Carries usually pretty good, and there have been some PBA regionals here, and a lot of the greater Iowa tournaments, and of course this 11thframe.com Open has been here for all, but we didn't have it in 2013. But you ran it in 2012, and Joe and Greater Iowa Bowling Association took over in 14, and we've had it every year since.
Yeah, past champions Matt McNeil has won twice. Nate Stubler's won twice as well. Matt Gasson, Jay Watts, Adam Morse, Andy Mills, Jerry Mars, Nick Pate, Dakota Solanka, Cam Crow, and David Cole II.
Ooh. Tough break there. Light mixer, pocket 710.
Let's take a look at it again. Landon's got such a great style. Might just have been a little bit firm.
Yep.
Got a little bit further down the lane, a little wide. Landon working quickly. We're going to go to real time. Unable to bounce it out. Open frame in the third for Jordan. The winner will get Robert Vader in the next match, then A.J. Chapman, Kendrick Siders, your top three here today. Traditional step ladder. These events are ran by, as you mentioned, Joe and Rosie Engelkiss and their daughter, Jennifer Wittenberg. If you want to find out more information about these great events, go to giba-bowling.com.
284.
Well, I'm seeing a trend here early. These players' bowling balls are not hooking as much as they did earlier in the day.
Re-oil over the weekend. Didn't have a lot of time to sit. 15, 20 minutes maybe from oiling.
Need to give a shout out. We are live on YouTube right now to Justin. Gave us a super chat. Appreciate the comment there, Justin. We do appreciate any super chats that we get, that is for sure.
It's fascinating to me to look at this tournament and Joe's winter and spring classics sponsored by Ebonite, how they have changed over the years. Started around, I think the first classic ones he ran may have been 2010 or so, because I was still bowling seriously then, and I bowled those. And back then it was sort of like a regional with a lot of those guys, and now it's become like this tournament especially has become like the warm-up for the college season, with Mount Mercy and St. Ambrose, and Whitewater isn't all that far away, and there's so many great college players here.
Great shot there from Hersrud. Hersrud bowled 230 the last game to jump in the number. He jumped Darren Bloomquist. And there was a lot of clapping down there. He knew what was going on, needed to show up in a big way, and he did deliver. Always been impressed covering Hersrud as I've come up here to Iowa for those major championships you were talking about.
Yeah, he's a great young player, like so many that bowl this tournament. Guys drove me into retirement, that's for sure. But I love watching him. I mean, this is the modern game here, and some of these kids that are bowling, young men that are bowling in this tournament, you will see them on tour in future years, no doubt.
Little flat 10 there for Lucas.
And heck, in the case of Landon, we've already seen him on a tour show. And he also was on the show, was it intercollegiate? He was on the intercollegiate singles this year. That Tyler Close, I believe, won the intercollegiate singles this year. And of course, the intercollegiate team was the match of St. Ambrose and Mount Mercy, two Iowa schools bowling for the national title in bowling. Very interesting, and St. Ambrose won that one in a 4-3 thriller. Fun to watch.
Talk about this oil pattern a little bit. Talk about U.S. Open, this pattern designed by Nick Hoagland, and it is very close and intended to be very close to what would be pattern 4 from this year's U.S. Open.
I think the left side turned out a little too much of a disadvantage. Nice light mixer there for Landon. I think we tried to make the right side, or Nick tried to make the right side a little harder this year, and it didn't take long for these guys with their rev right and surface balls to break it down. I think you'll see that here in the step ladder. You might already be seeing it a little as, you know, that one came up and got the light mixer. Maybe that was a 2-8 a couple frames ago. So I think next year Nick will probably try to ease the left side up and make it a hook a little bit more, because they just, way that the right side was able to blow it open really gave the right a pretty big advantage. That's pretty Pretty good. Ooh, and
Oh, messenger for Lando. How about that? That is one great thing about when you put a lot of oil on a lane, a lot of revolutions going at it, and as it comes off the end of the pattern, even with a couple of feet of dry boards, when it hits the pins, boy, does it send them flying. Halfway through the match here, we've got Lucas going at a Dutch pace. He struck every time on this right lane. Landon finally gets a double, makes up for the open frame in the third. It's anybody's ball game.
Past years in this tournament, we've always used what is now 9 and 10, was 13 and 14 before they renumbered things. We've never used this pair for the stepladder to my memory. Ooh.
You don't see the 3-9 every day for a right-handed player.
That was with the 4 for a second, right?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it again.
So it would have been like a 4 through the middle where you get a 7 count. Yeah, that 4 pin was up there for quite a bit.
Lucas a little bit softer speed, a little bit bigger ball with more surface. So his bowling balls change a little bit more direction at the end of the pattern as opposed to Landon's right now. So if one player is going to come in a little bit high, it might be Lucas. A player going to come in a little bit light, it might be Landon. Based off of their play strategy here. Just takes the 3 off the 3-9. So now an open frame for Hersrud here in the 6. Landon Jordan right here in a catbird seat. Takes the lead on the bench. I'll tell you, all the players here this week, we had 52 per squad. 52 times 3 was 156 players overall, 156 entries. It's about 146 unique or so. We had a couple of re-entries that drew for a couple extra spots there when we needed them. But overall, scoring pace was moderate to low. But some players just really whacked them here this week. Pattern plays extremely long. And after sitting for a while and these guys making the finals, it's very easy to have your heart rate up and have a little extra tempo going, and it can cause you to throw the ball a little bit harder.
Plus, no doubt, at the end of the 12 games, they were playing left, crossing inside, even to third and fourth arrow, well into fourth arrow, and throwing it harder, hooking it a lot. So this is an extreme difference, and you got to dial your body back, slow it down, straighter angle. It's like going from a par 5 where you're going to blast a driver, and then you go to a short par 3 or a short par 4 where you got to hit an iron down the middle or something like that. It changes a lot of stuff, and sometimes that's a difficult transition to make.
Go ahead and move in for a closer look here. Landon Jordan, right lane here, looking for a triple. What a shot. Good shot, kid.
The Jordan brothers are really good friends with one of the best young female youth bowlers in the country, Gianna Brandolino, who's headed to Jacksonville State, has competed out on the PWBA some, and of course you've seen her junior gold, PBA junior. Quite a lot of talent in that Chicago area. The elite youth tour that Deandra Asbady runs factor in that. And he got that one in, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit in.
Flat 10.
Take a look at that, a little more up the lane. You see he's crossing here inside of the second arrow. Ball just never really had a chance to create enough angle. That's a good sign, though, when you've got that kind of room out on the lanes.
Yep.
So Jordan covers it up. Can still max at 227. Lucas Hersrud can still max at 217. So Lucas here can step up in the 8th and 9th and apply some pressure here on Landon. Right now, I don't really see either player being super comfortable on this championship pair, lane 7 and 8. Landon does have the triple in there and did just leave the weak 10 over on lane 7. We'll see if Lucas can get it going here. Hasn't struck in 3 frames.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, it was the perfect speed. Looked like it was a little bit faster than the last shot over on that lane. Just got to make sure he doesn't gas one on the left lane, but that was executed 10 out of 10. That ball drive over there towards the 8-pin, not much deflection.
I find myself when I watch webcasts and stuff, I'm always looking after a shot. What's the specto? I've become so dependent on that watching PBA and on the CW and previously Fox to look at those numbers. What was the ball speed? What rev rate? And which boards did they hit up front and down lane? Here you got to trust your eyes. That looks pretty good. Got the mixer.
Nice shot by Lucas, shaking his head a little bit, but he put it in the right place. I like to say sometimes when the lanes are hard like this and you can see when the player lets go of the ball, it's like putting the ball up the ramp at the miniature golf course. He putted it right up the ramp and had a chance for a hole-in-one, and he got it. Now here's Landon. He cannot be shut out here. If Landon doesn't strike on this ball, though, he can lose the match.
Yeah, this is a critical shot here. Oh, didn't get it there. Wow, that's definite trouble now.
Yeah, the ball just hydroplaned just past the mid lane. You watch this ball. He really trusted it, which is what you want to do, but right there just pushed a little bit further and did not want to get into the 1-3 pocket. Comes in light, leaves the 2-4. Landon should make this. If he does, he can strike out for 214. Again, Herzrud can max at 217. Glad you're with us here on Inside Bowling. Welcome in all of our viewers here today. Thanks for being here. 11thframe.com open. Jeff Riggles here in the booth with me. My name is Mike Flanagan. I didn't even see the sleeper there, Jeff.
Yep.
248.
Yeah, if you were Lucas and where you were, 3 frames ago, you throw that double and then all you're thinking, this would be me if I was in Lucas's steps. I would have just said, just give me a chance. All I want's a chance. And he got that chance, and now it's up to him to, even if Landon strikes out here for 214, 8 for Lucas, and he wins. So he's got what he wants.
And the good news is Lucas has struck all but one time on the right lane so far. But Lando's going to show up here in the 10th. I know he will. This kid's been here before and played situations like this.
Wow, all of a sudden.
Light again. Exact same lead. Can't believe it.
Here's what I would think is possibly at work here is 39 mils of oil out there. His ball's lane shining. Real simple. They all surfaced their balls really heavily before they started. Were able to throw practice balls. You can do it up until you throw your first shot for score. And he's thrown, 10 to 15 shots with this ball, and I'll guarantee it's just not hooking as much as it was when he started this game just from lane shine. That's just how things work.
I also feel like his feet might be just a little bit too far to the left.
I agree.
Early in the match, it seemed like he was laying the ball down right of the second arrow. 2 shots on the left lane, now left of the second arrow. Makes the spare.
I mean, he's still got the lead. Lucas still has to strike to win.
He does.
So it's not like Landon's out here, but he's definitely at Lucas's mercy.
He does need 6 pins on this ball to force a strike.
And he's got 7 twice in a row, so I guess it's no gimme.
Yeah, I'd like to see Landon, instead of crossing about the 11th board, maybe more like the 9th board, getting it to about the same spot down lane.
And it's a different ball there.
Yep, stronger ball. Good ball change right there. If he does make it through, that's what we will probably see moving forward. So a 201 for Landon Jordan. He had the 1 open frame. It was a split. He did throw a triple behind it. But now Lucas Herzrud has an opportunity to step up here in the 10th frame. If he throws the first one in the 10th, he would just need some count on the next ball and a spare, a couple different combinations there. But he can max at 217. If he gets 9 on this ball, it would be just a max score of 196. Not enough. Must strike this ball. First shot, 10th frame. What a shot.
You cannot throw it better than that.
What a beauty. He should be proud of that one. Take a look at it again. Good projection, getting the ball down the lane. about 3 boards right of that dark board.
Wham, boy.
10 back.
Coach Eric be pretty proud of that shot and that finish.
Now, nothing crazy can happen here. I mean, I mean, we still got to have good count here.
Can't like ankle it into the gutter or something.
Oh, that's scary. Well, that's going to be okay. I mean, you said ankle it. I thought that one was thrown at the ankle almost.
Yeah, I mean, what did he really need there? He needed like 5 spare.
Yeah.
To win. So
yeah, but I mean, I would have liked to have seen 7.
Yeah, because you could throw 4 through the middle, or a super washout or something like that, where the count is no guarantee.
So on a $170 entry fee here at this event, the payout is so phenomenal. Landon Jordan is going to receive $1,100 for finishing 5th. First place today is $2,800. Second place, $2,300. Third, $1,800, and fourth, $1,400. Once again, that's on a $170 entry fee.
Ball change there. I will find out what the Bet You Win pot is worth when I start this next game for us.
Congratulations to Landon Jordan. Another good showing at another event here. Good luck to him in college, and we know he'll be back in the future on many opportunities to take down titles. Jeff is down there taking care of the practice with Mr. Vader. Robert Vader, not Darth Vader, Robert Vader from Iola, Wisconsin. This kid can play. You're really going to enjoy him here in this next matchup. AJ Chapman awaits the winner, and Kendrick Siders, our #1 seed here today. This tournament would not be possible without some of our great sponsors. Of course, I talked about the GIBA, Greater Iowa Bowling Association, to sign up for their events, and we got one coming up that will be streaming here on Inside Bowling here in just a couple of weeks. We'll be bringing it to you from Waterloo, Iowa. It's the Ebonite Fall Classic. It'll take place. You can sign up for that at giba-bowling.com. Also want to thank our friends Ebonite. For more than a century, Ebonite has been a name bowlers know and trust. From generations of great bowling equipment to today's latest performance technology, Ebonite continues to build equipment designed with one thing in mind, helping bowlers compete and win. Whether you're chasing your first honor score or your next championship, put proven performance in your hands. Remember, Ebonite, bowl to win. Also want to thank our friends here at the Diamond Joe Casino. Cherry Lane's located right inside. Today's coverage is brought to you in part by the Diamond Joe Casino right here in Dubuque, Iowa. When the bowling is over, the fun doesn't have to stop. Diamond Joe features more than 700 slots, table games, great dining, live entertainment, and even more bowling right here at Cherry Lane's. Whether you're looking for a great meal, a night of entertainment, or your chance to play and win, make the Diamond Joe part of your visit to Dubuque. Diamond Joe Casino, winning is just the beginning. And don't forget, Cherry Lanes is where Dubuque comes to bowl. So those are some of our sponsors. We'll name some more between the next couple of matches. It's the sponsors that make it all happen here. Support the sponsors. Also, if you'd like to support us here at Inside Bowling, you can. You can save 15% off of all of our apparel over at InsideBowling.com. We have T-shirts, hoodies, outerwear, hats, lots of great stuff over there. You save 15% year-round with coupon code YouTube, and we have a deal of the week every week. This week it just happens to be a brand new item called Dry Fit Tees. We've been testing these T-shirts for the last few months. We found a winner, and now we decorate them with your favorite logos on there. You can get them this week for just $19 each. $19, Dry Fit Tees over at Inside Bowling. When you support Inside Bowling, you're supporting a family business, and it does help us be able to allow to go out and do more events like this, and also upgrade our equipment and bring you a lot more stuff here in the future. So we do appreciate those that have been taking advantage of that, those that are subscribed to our channel as well. We're here at Cherry Lanes. Second match coming up, Robert Vader taking on Lucas Hersrud. Interesting that Lucas Hersrud is going to end the match on the right lane. That's his good lane. Lucas is starting to get a little comfortable here on the championship pair.
Yeah, you got to think the guy that's out on the lanes definitely has the advantage in pretty much any step ladder.
Certainly feels that way. Feels that way today especially.
And the...
Sorry about that. You're back.
I had my cord wrapped up. My bad. Joe said the Bet You Win is $630. He was checking to see if everybody was in. I think everybody was in, but it has happened in the past that folks have forgotten to get in. I think famously Jerry Mars forgot, and then it, for anybody that remembers or cares, it carries over to the next year. So then the next year we had a bet you win that was like $1,400.
Wow. Vader got that one a little bit right, and it had good result, I should say.
In his practice balls, his ball was not making a move down lane anywhere near as sharp or as much as Lucas's, which might not be a bad thing.
Taking a little extra time here on the approach. Now, he's playing right on top of where Landon was playing.
Yep.
He's in that zone just a little bit further to the left.
And I watched his practice balls. Joe says everyone's in. So the bet you win, whoever wins is going to get an extra $630. Robert had a few light hits like that in his practice and then moved to the right and four-pinned. So he kind of looked a little bit, I don't want to say trapped when you're hitting the pocket, but it didn't, the high flush, trying to get it high flush was not looking good for him. Oof.
Robert today, down the stretch in Game 7, bowled 224, then bowled 206, 264, 255, 216, and 221. So a lot of players dropped later in the day, and he actually excelled.
And Robert's from central Wisconsin, a small town called Iola. And he went to Mount Mercy. He's graduated. He's semi-famous in Wisconsin for coming up with the Baker equivalency rating. And we use that. I wrote a big story about it. The flat 10 there for Lucas is actually pretty interesting system that he came up with, because we had a rating system for high school bowling that helped decide who got to go to the state high school singles championship in each division, each area, region for our high school bowling. And they did it on pure fill percentage. And of course, that treats a spare the same as a strike. And as we all know, a strike is much more valuable than a spare. And Robert came up with this elaborate mathematical formula and created this Baker equivalency rating that seeks to value strikes as they really should be valued. And I can't explain it, but the story did. And it links to some of his stuff on it. And he advocated for that for a couple of years, and eventually the Wisconsin High School Bowling Club program, which is run by the Bowling Centers Association of Wisconsin, adopted that to decide who gets to go to singles out of each region to our Wisconsin High School State Tournament. So pretty cool.
Very cool. Lucas looks pretty locked here.
Yep.
Looks good.
And we've had guys run the stepladder in this tournament more than once. Get dialed into a pair and it doesn't move. Back in my day, we bowled PBA regionals unless we had TV, which was fairly rare, and webcasting, of course, wasn't around then. Back in the era before electricity, we would bowl step ladders, and you'd bowl on a different pair every game, quite often. Not every time, but quite often.
Well, one thing we're seeing is consistent ball reaction from all the players we've had so far here. Just you gotta trust it, and then you need it to read off the end of the pattern, and it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's really hard to get a ball to read. For one, it's coming off 39 mils of oil, which is an extremely high volume. And number two, you're using balls with so much surface that they're not going to make a sharp move anyway when you've got them beat down to 500 or 360, maybe 1,000. I didn't actually look at these pads that these guys were using. But definitely a lot of surface, so you're not looking to have the ball make a sharp move no matter how much is out there on the lane.
Yeah, speaking of old school, you typically would tell someone that's coming in light on the pocket when you really can't move left, and you really shouldn't move right either, because you don't want to get too close to the gutter with the way the lanes are installed. You typically just say, back that ball speed down a little bit. You shorten the pattern by giving the ball more time. Being slower, exiting the pattern, gives it more time to hook into the strike pocket. It's just physics. But it's very difficult for today's modern day players to dial the speed down, you know, a quarter of a mile an hour. It's a power game now. It's all about speed. Speed is an advantage. So this is a real test for the players.
I've always said, and I'm just parroting what the best coaches in the world will tell you, is that one of the big things that differentiates the Anthony Simonsons and the best players on tour, Belmo and EJ, and that is their speed control and ability to vary their speed and keep it under control, which you can see when you do Specto. It's fascinating to see when they're bowling on shows and that how consistent they are with rev rate and speed. And it's not just accuracy, it's making that ball roll the same way all the time and then being able to vary your speed and stay consistent. And that is the mark of the very best in the world.
Vader's shot looked great as far as like fundamentally getting it, projecting it down the lane, but you could just see off his hand the ball had no chance of driving into the pocket with any sort of force.
And I'm sure that he's a little spooked to move much right, because I saw him do it one of the, like his 5th of 6 practice balls, and he 4-pin. And he didn't move very far, but I saw the move, and then it jumped right away, and boom, 4-pin. So you know that if you make a slightly bad shot there, you might be looking at 4-6-7-10 or 3-4-6-7-10 or some combination like that, as opposed to being light, and you know if you don't quite catch it or something, you leave it in a 2-pin. So it's hard to make that move to the right.
Good news, both players are clean, and they're great spare shooters. See where Lucas is playing.
Oops.
He tugged that one in quite a bit and gets a break.
Wow.
That one was left.
And for a double, that's pretty important key break.
It's too much up the lane. Missed by about 3, and does get the double, as you mentioned.
Hey, since we're in Iowa here, I want to not forget to give a shout out to Alexis Runk. Won her very first PWBA Tour title. I watched the show that happened last night. I watched it this morning on Bowl TV Archive so I could write my story. She coaches, I believe it's pronounced Wartburg College in Waverly, Iowa, and popular player everywhere, but especially here. So we get it. Lucas takes advantage of that Brooklyn to flush one for a 3-bagger, and that's her first PWBA Tour title. The cool part of that is before the match was done like 5 minutes, and Eric Hartman, the bowling historian, had already emailed me last night, knowing I was going to ask that, because after I'd heard, I'm like, with my phone, I'm going to message him, and he'd already sent the answer of the question I was going to ask. He's so good. And it's that Andy and Alexis are the first father-daughter national tour champions ever.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool. And everyone likes Alexis, and it's really cool to see her win.
Yep, agreed.
There we go, boom.
She got the win over Stephanie Zavala last night in that title match. Dave Ryan, Sid Brummett on the call. Good shot there by Vader on the right lane. You could tell that his bowling ball traveled a little bit further right of the second arrow, in between the first and second arrows there. We'll see if he can do that over on lane 7 as well. That's the big difference between the two players. Vader's about a little bit of a zone left of where Herzrud's playing the lanes. Coming up in the next match, the winner gets A.J. Chapman.
The old guy on the show.
That's right. All right, Vader on this left lane. Let's see where he crosses at the arrows. If he crosses just left of that second arrow, the ball's been coming in light, unless he can make some sort of speed or hand position change adjustment. If he gets a little bit right of there, I think he's got a chance to strike.
Right up 10, but oof, yeah, that was left to right too much, I think.
Correct. Too steep. That's what they call that. A little too steep. Ball just hydroplaned, took off. Now he's staring at a 410.
Yep. And it just tells you how much oil and how little ball reaction the lane is giving you when two-handers with power like these guys have can't quite make it turn the corner like that. Good effort, but
Yeah, so Hersrud can still bowl 280. Max score now for Vader is just 226. A lot of game left here, though, just 5.5 frames in.
How big is that Brooklyn now, though?
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive.
I mean, it was big no matter what, but now it's the difference between being a little bit ahead and having a chance to take a commanding lead.
About the 7th board is where he's looking here. A little bit right of it.
Yeah. Oh, we got it there, though.
Watch how good this one is. Didn't throw that one left off his hand. He trusted it to the right and got great ball reaction.
I got to think that Robert's just simply playing too deep, too far in, which is funny. He's only like at second arrow, but watching Lucas's ball reaction out there, you know, about an arrow to the right, definitely looks to have better reaction.
Lucas using a lot of surface too. The lanes are going to get a little bit better for those coming on to the pair as he's removing oil from the outside part of the lane.
Right up 5-ish there, and wham.
Yeah, and that's a beaut. That's a beaut right there for Lucas. One thing I really like about all these young players, watch how he posts the shot, stays down and through it till the ball exits the pattern. That's what you want to do right there. Walks it out a little bit, 10 back. Vader's in some serious trouble. Looks like he might have inched a little bit right here. Yep, up the lane. Watch this. Oh, still in the pocket.
Break.
Good shot, good adjustment. I do like Vader's game a lot.
Yep.
This is the first step ladder I've called with Vader in it.
It's my perception. I don't get to see him that much. I don't bowl much anymore, and he was in college at Mount Mercy in Cedar Rapids, and Iola's pretty far up in Wisconsin. But my perception is his game has improved a lot since he left college. So he's continued to work at it, and definitely. I mean, he was not one of Mount Mercy's stars, or however he would say it when he was there. I mean, he was a player there and stuff, but I think he's a lot better than he was when my perception of what he was in college, which is a credit to him. Keep bowling.
All right, we're watching where he crosses the arrows here. We want him more like around 9-8 or even a little bit further right of that.
Yeah, that was about 6-7, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a little too left or right at it, though. Just not up the lane enough. They're tricky. I know that right now Lucas is making them look very easy, but this 1.34 to 1 on the right is not easy by any means. This is a very similar pattern to what the highest level bowlers bowl on the PBA Tour.
Another factor is when most two-handers, just by nature of their rev rate and power, are not accustomed to playing straight up the boards very often. Maybe when they're throwing some urethane on a shorter pattern, but I think most of these guys are used to going left to right, and so it's not quite their natural game.
AJ Chapman and Kendrick Siders still on deck. Chapman, the 2 seed. Kendrick Siders, the number 1 seed. Glad you're with us. Jeff Riggles here, along with myself, Mike Flanagan, to bring you the finals of the 11thframe.com Open. This event started back in 2012. Time flies when you're having fun. Observation on that one. It looked like he tugged that one in a little bit.
Yep.
Fell off the shot a little bit, but he still was able to project the ball. Good extension. Watch, that's going left, but he follows through to the right, steps out of it. Had a mechanical issue, but still, look at the result.
Well, I know when I bowled the sweeper Friday night, it was very humid in here, and the approaches were pretty sticky, and a lot of people had little hitches at the line, let's say. So it's not quite as humid today, but I'm sure that approaches could still be a factor in that. It looked like he did stick a little bit there.
Mike Gaff tape didn't want to stick to anything in here.
All that moisture. Wham, boy.
Yeah, a six-bagger there for Hersrud. We can officially call it. Match number 2 winner is Lucas Hersrud. He's going to take on A.J. Chapman in the next match. Now, this is typically when you see a guy like Vader, now that the match is pretty much locked up and out of it, he's going to basically sheet it now.
Wham,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he'll go 4 in a row. You can breathe a little bit now. Watch this. Oh, lean on the 10. Come on, give him 1.
I think if he could do this game over, he would not use that ball. I mean, duh.
Yeah, might go to something a little bit
something
stronger.
with some angle.
Yeah.
And get him a little more angle like Lucas has. But, you know, you have a one-game match, and you gotta make your best guess. If you watched the women's show last night, Diana Zavulova open to start her match, changes balls, runs a string, brutal pocket 7-10, runs another string, and ends up losing the semifinals. And just basically, if she could start over and use the ball that she switched to the first 3 frames, she probably wins the match.
Robert Vader going to finish in 4th, receive $1,400. It's about a 9X's entry fee.
And wham.
Oh, there's a messenger for you. Pull the string, Robert. Have a little fun out there.
Be interested to see if Lucas pulls out another ball just to get some info or something. He's talking to Coach Eric Littig.
I would think that he would.
I would. I mean, back in the day, we probably didn't do that much until, say, later on in my career, because we didn't really, in the 80s, we didn't really have many balls to switch to. But that's pretty standard when the match is out to fill balls, to try something.
There's extreme OB, especially on lane 7.
Did you see Andy Mills's shot of the tournament yesterday? I had like 3 people run down to tell me about it when I
2 off the right?
Yeah, he took the 6-9 out, but then it somehow took the 7-8 as well, so he got a 4 count.
Okay.
And then he threw a spare shot and he left the 2-4-5-10.
Okay.
So after 2 shots, he still had the 2-4-5-10 standing, and he said, I might have needed 5 shots to get a spare of that one because I chopped the 2-4-5. I said 6 because you would have missed your first try at the 10 pin. But he had a 4-2. I told him, I said, I've never taken the 6, 7, 8, 9 out of the rack. I've taken the 6, 9 out, but.
What did Lucas Bowl game 1?
216. 216 to 201 game 1. Pardon me.
I can bowl 280. That's a nice improvement.
That's a big game.
But this is the roadmap on how to get score on this pattern right here. This is it.
Yep.
He's taking advantage of where the little bit of ratio is.
Boy, just an impressive game.
That one was so good. We're going to watch it again. I mean, he's flirting with the gutter now. He's able to peel it off of there about the 2 board.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot of shots out there with today's bowling balls. Massive flare, 500 grit probably on it, maybe 1,000. I'm not sure. I didn't look closely, but a couple games with a couple guys here and practice balls. This is why the right dominated. That's a ball change.
279.
Wow, nice game. All right.
It's coming up next. Hersrud versus Chapman in our semifinal match. Remember, the winner gets Kendrick Siders. So here's Chapman. During qualifying, he used 1 ball. He used a Black Widow Dynasty. Put it at 1,500 grit, and then it just lane shined from there. He didn't like that one. That surprised him a little bit. So we anticipate that's what he'll be using here this evening is the Black Widow Dynasty. Chapman came in as your number 1 seed here today. Did fall to number 2, got passed by Kendrick Siders. Down the stretch from game 7 on, A.J. Chapman bowl games of 234, 237, 246, 201, 212, and 248. He received 402 pins of bonus with this system. Siders, your number 1 seed, had 450 pins of bonus today. Vader had 419, and Landon Jordan had 401, and Lucas Herzrud had 420 pins of bonus pins. Again, those bonus pins worked out to where 48 players were in the field for 12 games. And if you had the high game, you got 48 bonus pins, and if you were the low game in the field, you got 1 bonus pin. That's how that works here. Glad you're with us here, everybody in the chat. I see you guys in there. We are sitting at a little over 600 viewers right now. Let me know where you're watching from. Would love to know where everybody's watching on this fine Sunday. It is Sunday, August the 16th. The year is 2026. We are here at Cherry Lanes in Dubuque, Iowa. 2 matches left. Semifinal match here, Chapman versus Herzrud. Lucas Herzrud just came off of bowling games of 216 and 279 with a win over Landon Jordan's 201 and Robert Vader's 182. Chapman, he's an Iowa boy. He is from Manchester, Iowa. Resides now in Louisville. I don't know if it's Louisville or Louisville when it comes to Texas. I know in Kentucky it's Louisville. I don't know if they call it Louisville or not in Texas. I apologize. But he is in Texas now, and God bless Texas. That's where A.J. Chapman resides. Bowls a lot of events down there. Congratulations to A.J. on taking down his very first PBA title. Long time coming for A.J. He's 32 years old, and he won his title with his buddy Zach Wilkins. Who can forget? Up at Portland, Maine at Bayside Bowl, he became a PBA champion, and he is still glowing from that from just a few months ago. Looks like everybody's ready to go here. You see the hug between Lucas and AJ. And it looks like AJ is going to put Lucas on the left lane. Lucas gets to start on the left lane again. Unreal. Okay. I might have changed this up on the kid. I might have started the match here. Lucas looks pretty dialed in on the right lane. But you know what? He just bowled 279. He's pretty good on both lanes.
Well, watching AJ's practice balls, he looked much more comfortable on 7 than on 8. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. There's only 6 shots there, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Doesn't roll it. Leaves the 10 pin. Opening shot here of the semifinal match. Herzrud over Jordan in the first match, 216 to 201. Then Herzrud took on Robert Vader, defeated him 279 to 182. Now it's Chapman for Herzrud.
Very interested to see what AJ does here on lane 8 in his first frame. Whipped the head pin 1 shot and kind of, to me, it was way right, but he turned around and looked kind of puzzled, and then he threw a shot farther in, more up the lane, and punched through the nose. So I would assume he's probably going to be in the range of that second shot, but a little harder.
Well,
not as much revs.
Here's what I think. I think Chapman, if he's gonna win this game, he's gonna have to give it the full hand.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to give it the full hand, the full business, and that's the full business right there. Nothing better than an AJ Chapman strike when he's giving it the business at the bottom. Look at that great form. I say that it was Voss, it was Ozio, it was Machuga. And now today's modern game, it's A.J. Chapman.
Yeah, for a one-hander, that's about as pretty as you can have it be. Kind of like a modern-day right-handed Richie Wolf. Just like so pretty to watch.
Yep.
And now that he's got that first PBA Tour title, watch out maybe.
A little bit more up the lane on the left lane.
And I did confirm. I asked. He is 32. He is 10 years older than the next oldest guy on the step ladder. I love that. Robert Vader's 22. I mean, that just blows my mind. Because to me, AJ is a kid. Because I can remember bowling one of Joe's tournaments the first time I bowled with AJ, and he was 16 or 17, 2010 or 2011, and going, whoa, this kid's got some game. And now he's a veteran. Time flies.
All right, 3, 6, 9, 10. Lucas comes in a little bit high here on the right lane.
And he has chosen not to throw any practice balls between games. We have the oncoming player, since we stay on the same pair. Joe's rule is the oncoming player gets 3 shots in each lane. The player who won does not get any more balls on the starting pair. They can go to the practice pair, which is 1 and 2, and throw warm-up shots just to stay loose. Lucas, being young, I guess, has chosen not to do that. Whether that, I can't say that that's a bad effect for him because he shot 279 last game, but there's a second spare miss of the day. He missed the 3-9 earlier out there. And that's kind of a tricky spare when you have that sleeper, because you're trying to get angle, even for these guys with their power, with that much volume.
It's that OB. It's that OB, man. If you just, if you get it sailing,
This pattern has one of those speed bumps on it.
Yeah, it does. It's got a little extra oil down lane, the length of the whole pattern. Makes it very difficult to go left or right.
That's better.
It's the money ball right there. Call Billy Bean. That ball just faced up beautifully. Right over about 6. Chapman, good buddies with Zach Wilkins. I talked about it between the games a little bit, but winning that title with your buddy Zach Wilkins in that doubles event, that was pretty cool.
And that was one of the coolest title matches of the whole year, with AJ throwing that gutter ball and recovering from it. I mean, that was just an amazing show to watch. And that was at Bayside, of course. Got that out there, 210.
Just sat there.
I think he chose to start on that lane so he could finish on 7. I think the look he had made him want that more than caring where Lucas was.
He sent that ball out for a rip, bud. Never came back. Shout out to Zach Wilkins. That's a Canadian saying right there. I'm sure AJ and Zach went out for a great rip after they got their win.
A well-deserved one.
We got a lot of Canadians excelling at our sport here in the United States right now.
For sure.
Hey, I want to go out for a rip with some of those guys. Maybe this year. Maybe I'll get the opportunity. So here we are. Chapman double. Then he gassed one or just missed a little right. Something like that happened. Could have missed it a little bit at the bottom. Could have been any of those combinations. That's how sensitive this pattern is. So open frame in the third. Looking to rebound here on the lane that we believe is his better lane.
Yep.
Boom.
I may see you out there a couple of times this year on tour. I'm hoping to be retired when the next tour season comes, and when we see the schedule, if there's anything that works for me that's close to Wisconsin, that find out where the World Series is.
Would love to see you.
Yeah, get out. It's been a long time with things we had going at home and full-time job and dogs that needed care, people that needed care. I went to the World Series a few years in a row out in Reno. I missed being out there watching. It's just so much more to be there and see it.
Yeah, up close and personal. And we recommend that with any events. Even like this year, we provide live streaming for everybody, but it's so much better to watch in person. And the players really appreciate the support as well. That goes for whether if it's a Inside Bowling live stream event or it's a PBA Tour event, PWBA, doesn't matter. Come and support these bowlers.
I do know we have a PWBA series in early June up at Ashwaubenon in the Green Bay suburbs. If schedule things work and I don't have anything going at home, I'm looking at that to be up there for a few days. And I really wanted to go to that 25th anniversary anniversary tournament that was at the Resch Center, the start of Junior Gold in Napo. That was right in our disaster year last year. So was not able to go, but that was such a cool event.
Very much so. Semifinal match, 5th frame, Lucas Herzrud. Ran him over.
Well, I think we've got a pretty obvious left lane, better lane situation here for both guys.
It has certainly developed into that, hasn't it?
Yep. And even in the last 279 game for Lucas, his Brooklyn was on lane 8, if I remember.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So, and AJ certainly, I think, is favoring the left lane. Key shot here.
Yeah, I think AJ here just got to make sure he grabs a handful, a mittful of it. Let that ball, make sure it doesn't go past the break point. See, when he gets full hand and extension, it can even be projected going towards the right, but it's got that get back sauce on it right there. Look at that. He puts the sauce on it, a little extra sauce, and boy, that ball comes back from a long ways away. Chappie dealing right now. Up the left lane here. He's playing a little bit closer towards the second arrow. That's in.
Ooh, that was in. That's
laid there for a break.
My. Whoa.
That's
yeah,
one
right.
for the old guys.
Yeah, you're half my age, kid.
That ball had no business of striking, really.
When he let that go, I said that's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
He would have been, I'm sure, ecstatic just to get 8 or 9 and have no split.
So Chapman can bowl 266, 245 the max for Lucas Herzrud. If you're Lucas, you just got to stay in your zone, do your thing, make a couple good shots here.
A little loft on that one, I think.
Yep, ride it out. How about that? What a nice shot. Look at that one again. Let's look for that loft you were talking about. You can just kind of see it out onto the lane a little bit. A little bit closer to that dartboard now. A little more forward roll on that one almost, looks like as well. We've got action. Right now it's a 21-pin lead for Chapman. Lucas right up against that ball return. You can see there's very little room between his legs and the ball return. Kind of fell off that one. Laid there. Game on, brother.
Definitely. That was 2 key shots there. You gotta stay close, stay within striking distance, and keep a little pressure on AJ.
The thing about Chapman, and I've talked about it over the years, the thing that's held him back from being an elite player. He is a great player, but an elite player is it's 1 or 2 errant shots a game. And we've seen 2 already here in this game. Ooh, that was actually pretty good. I thought that was pretty good off his hand, but we saw the one that he airmailed out to the right, and then we saw the one that came in high that did strike. If Chapman can clean up those 2 bad pitches a game, he could be one of the best in the world. Again, 266 the max score for AJ, 245 for Lucas.
And anybody from Iowa here, AJ would be sort of a hometown favorite. His family's from Manchester, Iowa, which is half an hour, 45 minutes west of here off of Highway 20 on the way to Waterloo. Nice shot there.
Bingo, bango, bongo for Chapman.
Well, mandatory here. Lucas almost has to have these 2 strikes to have any chance.
Left lane's playing him, obviously playing him different. I mean, he's crossing over the dartboard down lane, that right range finder or tracer board. the right lane. It's well right of it as it comes off the end of the pattern.
Lucas had a 245 max if he strikes out. Chapman had a 266 max, which means 1.9 spare in there, and he would be at a 245 max. So this match is definitely in there if Lucas can get a couple more. Boy, beautiful shot again.
Well, no matter what, I think anybody watching, and I think you and I here in the booth, we've just taken Lucas Hersrud up our bowler ranking list a little bit.
Well, he's one that has been talked up to me in the last 2 or 3 years. And watch this kid from Minnesota. A lot of really good young talent up in Minnesota. Zach Andreessen from up there as well. Just a lot of really good young players up there.
Zach bowled this week. Fell a little bit short, struggled down the stretch. That guy, he can do anything with a bowling ball. Backup ball, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, I sat home watching where he threw the backup balls in the Joe's
Ebonite Classic.
Ebonite Classic in Waterloo. That's a good shot. Whoa, wow. I thought that was flush.
Thought it was pretty good off his hand as well. He didn't quite post the shot, though. But that shot was better than the one that Chapman struck on the left lane with earlier in the match.
Yep, he's at Chapman's mercy now.
Yep.
224 max, and Chapman's already in the 230s if he stays clean. So he's going to need Chapman to open someone in the last 2 frames to have a chance.
Chapman going to take a re-rack here.
And to me, that is a timeout re-rack.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's trying. There's no icing involved or anything like that. That's just taking the re-rack to slow himself down, make sure he's got time to gather his thoughts. And I mean, a strike here, and it's pretty much over. Barring some kind of, I don't want to put that thing, but we have to remember that gutter ball on TV last year.
Oh,
anyone, but things can happen.
That's what I mean. Anything can happen with this guy. Great player.
All right.
That was the full handy. What a great shot.
Yeah, he's in the 230s with an open, assuming count, so.
Watch that ball just go through the pins, man.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It really is. AJ's mental game has come a long, long way, too. It's the best his mental game's ever been right now.
Not a good shot, but didn't have to be. Just want to make sure you get some pins.
Yep, just left off his hand. Up the lane, but he's a winner. He's going to bowl Kendrick Siders for the title in the next match. Third place receives $1,800. That's what Lucas is going to go home with. Again, remember, it's a $170 entry fee. What a great payout, thanks to the sponsors and yourself, Jeff, and Greater Iowa Bowling Association and the center providing the bowling center with free lineage this weekend.
I saw lots of bowling faces down in the casino this weekend, and that's a good thing. That'll help the Diamond Joe feel good about keeping us coming back.
Lucas can still be in the 220s here. 243, the final score for A.J. Chapman. Beautifully thrown ball there.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Lucas many more times in some of these tournaments. You might see him again in a month at Maple Lanes in Waterloo.
Lucas Hersrud. Everybody write that name down. You bowling nerds out there. This is a name to watch, a player to watch, a pleasure to cover. Comes home third with 224 here in this match. And if you didn't have an opportunity earlier to join us, we do like to plug our merch. We've got new dry fit tees available over on the website. It's $19 each this week. We do a deal of the week every single week that begins on Wednesday and ends the following Wednesday at 3 p.m. So check for a new deal of the week every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. This week it's dry fit tees. We've been testing some t-shirts and for about 3 months now, and this is the best dry fit tee I've ever worn and seen. We'd love for you to have an opportunity to take advantage of that. Normally $27. It's $19 this week. You can always add other stuff in your cart and save 15% with coupon code YouTube, and that coupon code is good year-round. No matter when you may be watching this telecast, you'll always be able to save 15% with coupon code YouTube. All right, here we go, Jeff. Title match. A.J. Chapman taking on Kendrick Siders.
2 one-handers. How about that?
How about it? Chapman going to start on the left lane. Kendrick wants to finish on the left lane.
He thought about it for quite a bit.
Did he?
Yeah, he sat there thinking, and I didn't ask any questions, but he said, I want to finish first. So I said, okay, then AJ's starting. And I told both of them, so folks, don't go away. Told them as soon as the match is over, we'll get the winner up in my seat here, and Mike will have a nice interview with them, get to hear their thoughts. So don't run away. Don't turn things off. We'll get them right up here as soon as the match is over.
Ooh, ring 10. Good opening shot there for Kendrick.
So I said this kind of Kendrick might be the 3rd best bowler from Alaska. We have Ron Moore, Sean Rash, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to even think. I know there was another guy from Alaska who was really good.
I know who you're talking about,
yes,
too, but I can't remember
the name
his
is
name either.
escaping me, and I'm going to apologize.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody in the chat will toss the name up, but I know bowled a lot. And I talked to Eric a little. He discovered Kendrick at Junior Gold. And then,
oh, really?
Yep. And went up in the bleachers, talked to the parent, said, your son throws it really well. And long story short, Kendrick's now a senior to be at St. Ambrose, was the anchor last year's national championship, intercollegiate team championships, national championship team from St. Ambrose. You'll never see a coach cry more than Eric after that win, and we all predicted it and knew it was going to happen. After so many close calls, he finally got his national title.
Kendrick opening up this pattern a little bit, left to right, further inside than any other player that we've seen on this stepladder final so far.
He just has I can't even describe it. Watch this hand, just zing, just the whip that he has with that release. He's tall, and he's got the super wide shoulders. He's not massively muscular, but those super wide shoulders, his hand can be inside the ball without hardly any bending because his shoulders are so wide. It's very interesting.
Chapman absolutely aced that one. That was full hand, full extension. Watch this thing.
Yeah, there aren't many people that throw it better than AJ.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That is nasty. In a good way.
But it just tells you how hard it is on tour, how much talent there is out there that a guy that throws it that good has won title in his years. You know, when EJ's in your way, and Belmo, and Simo, and Andrew Anderson, and just up and down the line. Fantastic talents.
Game on. Donkey Kong. Let's go. Chapman wants this one, too.
Yeah, he's definitely moved in, at least on that lane. Crossing just a touch inside 10 board there, got his feet left. He's basically playing where he was for that trip 4 shot, except with his feet left. Key shot for early in the match here. You don't want to fall too far behind.
Kendrick with a nice answer. I was mentioning while you were down there with the players, Kendrick's done something that nobody's been able to do here this week. He's been able to actually open up the pattern when everybody else has got to square it up.
And it's so interesting because you would say, oh, all those two-handers, those are the guys that be opening up. But he's just got this. I just like watching his release. It's just this little whip.
It reminds me of, it's not like this, but it just comes to mind that it's unique when they can have something different that other people don't. You know, U.S. Open pattern, Pete Weber forever.
Yep.
He was able to find a way to get to open up the lane more than anybody else, right? Because of that fan release. Kendrick's got a little bit of that going on at the bottom. The other person that kind of comes to mind is Sam Cooley.
And being the old geezer that I am, Amleto Monticelli.
Yeah, a little bit.
Also, kind of that, because Amleto, with a lot more force, was kind of that flip. Starting a lawnmower, I think, is what Bo Burton used to liken it to.
Yeah. This one here just didn't have enough time to get back.
So far inside there, man.
Just never got there. Never got to back to the strike pocket.
Tricky spare here. You got to get it there. Make sure you get the 8-pin out, but get it too far up the lane, you can hook by it. Got it there. I'd rather shoot that than the 3, 6, 9, 10 on this pattern, though, for sure.
Okay, so this is where you got to watch out for Chapman here. You know, he's on cruise control, looking deadlocked, but you just got to watch out for those 1 or 2 shots a game that just get away from him. And it can bring the opponent right back into the match. He's got to ace this next one and just keep acing them one after another and not let Kendrick back in the match.
Oof, good shot. The old ring 10.
From this angle, I don't know if it looked like it rolled over a hole or something early. It looks like it just went a little bit further down the lane before it made its move. So max score for Kendrick is 267, AJ 279. That was a good spare. Saw a lot of people this week missing 10 pins to the right because of how much volume there is on the lane. A lot of people use a plastic ball, polyester ball, going left or right. AJ electing to use his strike ball for spares. I actually like that move on so much oil here. If we were bowling on, 35 feet or something, 18 mils, I don't like the move.
Right. Agree. Because that plastic, especially on this, would really hydroplane.
It really does.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's too much.
I went away from plastic years ago and started and used mostly urethane with some surface just to take away the threat of the oil shooting the ball into the gutter.
AJ here on this one looks like just didn't quite read it. It was close. He's controlling the pocket quite well. But now we got max scores 267, 268.
Oh, tiny bit of breathing room here for Kendrick. AJ just throwing 2 spares, those 2 frames. If Kendrick could get up here and throw 2 more strikes, he'd be within a couple pins of count.
Yeah, both players, Kendrick's last ball and AJ's last 2 balls came in light, a bit light. I know it was a couple of 10 pins there for AJ, but both players, maybe a little bit more oil pushing down the lane, or the players are moving in a little too quickly. Nice one. That's the shot we were looking for right there.
his ball has angle, but it's soft. Not weak, soft. He doesn't get a lot of solid 9s or ring 10s from what I saw today watching. I watched a couple of his games. Just love how his ball rolls down the lane and goes through the pins.
Left lane's got to be careful here. Got to avoid the 2-pin combo.
Ooh, he wailed on that one.
Oh! That was awesome.
That was great. Carried the
wow.
Made the 7-10.
I don't think we've seen anybody cross this many boards on this championship pair yet tonight.
He's crossed 15 there, out to what, 6, 7, and wham back, dig the 10, catch the 7.
Nobody's been getting the ball back from there. We got a 1-pin match, my friend, on max scores.
I would say that his ball roll, I would say more like Pete's in the old days. And there's a
light again, but great result.
And a 1-pin match. If they struck out all the way, it'd be 268, 267.
A.J. Chapman's been super impressive here in these 2 games. He came out absolutely on fire in qualifying. Had the front 9 the first game. I think it was 278. Then he had the front 10 the second game of qualifying. He bowled 825 to start the tournament.
Boom.
What a beauty. What a beauty. 12 to 8, 9, 8.5 board. He's using the same ball that he's used the entire tournament. I think he switched balls today a little bit after game 8, I believe it was, but all qualifying used a Black Widow Dynasty. Hit it with 1500. It lane shined a little bit. I think he hits it with 1500 for every round. That's what he's using here throughout the entire step ladder. Now here's Kendrick. Can strike here to keep a 1-pin lead. That's left.
Left.
Just see on that ball there, it was just 2 up the lane.
Yep.
Didn't get it out to the right. Leaves the baby split. Now, this is a difficult spare, but I will say with the way that this pattern is, it's actually maybe even a little bit easier to make because you don't want to catch too much of the 3-pin, and it won't because the ball's not going to hook.
Yeah, you're not going to have too much angle.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's necessary. Like a lot of patterns, you almost want to just throw your spare ball hard and straight because you just can't. A sport patterns, you just can't get enough angle with oil. No, he's throwing the backup ball. Very
Good
nice.
cover. That's right. That's how you do it right there. That's how you draw it up. Take a look at that one again. Just perfect way to make it. Little cutter, as Bo Burton would say. Got a couple Bo Burton references here this evening. A little cutter at it.
I saw a video bowl recently throwing a strike shot down in Florida. Almost 90 now and still looks, I mean, if you knew who Bo Burton was or had seen him on TV but didn't see if you just saw the form from the back and not the face, you'd say that was Bo.
Yeah.
Still at that age, you could tell that was his game. Pretty cool.
I think he bowls 300 every year.
Yep, that's amazing. That's better.
Oh, that's a mitt full. It's about as good as you can throw it. Comes in a little bit behind the head pin, though, leaves the 10 pin. Not a good result on a shot we both liked.
Well, he's definitely, this is all AJ's right now to put away if he can. He's going to try and prove you wrong here and not have that mistake shot.
Yeah, I hope, and he's done a really good job of cleaning that up in his game. That's how he becomes elite, though, is just cleaning up that one shot. There's a few other guys out there, too, that are really close to being, I mean, one of the best in the world. Great spare shooting from all the competitors tonight here in our step ladder.
Yeah, this kind of pattern and scoring pace, you cannot be giving away pins. You're not going to be getting a 7-bagger every game to make up for a spare miss, so you got to make your spares.
Big shot here in the 8th. 234 the max for Kendrick Siders. Chapman can still bowl 268.
Ooh.
That one got
Ooh.
up. He asked it. He said, come on, ball.
All right. 234 potential for Kendrick. AJ is in the 230s, and his count is 8 right now. I mean, if he goes strike 9-0 here, that's 235. So this would almost be the put-away shot. Not quite.
Taking a little extra time. He knows the importance of this one.
Yep.
I don't think for 1 second this isn't a big moment for AJ Chapman right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Home state of Iowa.
Yep, parents are here, a lot of friends. He knows all these guys he's bowling against this weekend. This is old home state for him. Ooh, that was in. But it held. Ooh. Oh, stone. 9.
That one was in.
Yeah,
but,
I don't
but
think that
watch
was.
the projection, though.
Yep.
He's
It was
got
a good
extra
release.
projection.
Yeah.
He was firing it down the lane. It still rolled over that tracer.
Yep. I think basically what he may have been doing there is adjusting without moving.
He might have pulled the Norm Duke.
Yeah, just harder, straighter projection. Famous, quick story, Nationals one year in Billings, Montana. The shot was out, and I can distinctly remember moving over 6 games like 15-8 from the gutter to almost third arrow, and Mark McDowell shot 2 740s, never moved. He said, just because I wasn't moving doesn't mean I wasn't adjusting.
Yeah.
Because he picked up about 3 or 4 miles an hour over the course of the 6 games. It was pretty amazing when we were a lot younger.
All right, Kendrick Siders, very simple here. Needs to go up, make a good shot here in the 9th, try to get 10. If he gets 10 there, and if he can double in the 10th frame, he can force AJ Chapman to step up in the 10th frame and mark.
With good count.
Yeah.
He can get to 34. AJ's at a 37 pace right now. So 4 strikes here definitely gives him a chance. At least makes AJ show up.
Yeah, it's not over. I want Kendrick, excuse me, I keep calling him Kendall. I keep thinking of the event I got coming up, Kendall Martin, in a couple of weeks. But I want to see him strike out here and put the pressure on AJ.
Yeah, very more entertaining.
There we go.
Beauty there. Whether he wins or loses here, it's been a pleasure to watch him this weekend. He was one of the guys I wanted to watch a lot and see up close after seeing the intercollegiate team championships this year. And so many people have, especially like Eric, his coach, has talked him up. And definitely you can see just a great game and a good young man too.
Hey, you talk about family. I think his mother's here.
His mom's here.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she's all the way from Alaska to be here.
Yeah. Siders here in the 10th frame. This shot here puts him into the 220s if he strikes.
Oh, he got a handful of that.
There you go.
Ooh, and he got the 10 out.
The leaner. Watch this 6-pin go into the wall.
Oof, look at that wrist flip. Man.
It's so old school. Watch this 6.
Digging. Doing.
There it is.
All right, well, this one makes AJ mark.
Sure does. This has been a very entertaining and very high-level step ladder.
Yeah, this definitely.
Great spare shooting. It's been a good one. Let's get a double here in the 10th, make it even better.
Oh, he gave it room. Will it get back? Oh, yeah. Ooh, man.
Yeah, he's
Will it get back?
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering.
Jeez, I
But
feel
you know
like
what?
an idiot for even saying that when you watch this ball move.
We use the word touch. I think he used a little touch there. I mean,
Yep.
maybe even a little softer with his speed.
Yep.
Opened it up. Very confident. Great shot. Now he's in the 230s.
22-year-old old school bowler here, 21-year-old senior to be at St. Ambrose. Got a lot of wrist tricks. Big count here. That looks pretty good. Ring 10.
I was a little in, down lane, went forward through the pins, leaves the 10. What a great performance there. Kendrick Siders with a 233 game.
9 spare 8 or better, right? 216, 234, yeah. 9 spare 8 or better.
Yep. But other counts come into play and can get things really weird.
Yep.
6 spare strike is a tie.
Yeah, just want to throw a strike here. Then you got two shots to get 8. Then you don't have much to worry about.
Remember, Kendrick decided lane choice, wanted Chapman to finish on this lane.
Got a hook, got a hook. Oh!
How about a strike for a win? What a performance by Chapman here. And, you know, he's riding the wave of momentum right now. I mean, after winning that PBA title, coming to an event like this, bowling on something this hard in August. You know, these guys, sometimes you think, oh, I'm going to take a couple months off after the PBA Tour season. Maybe they're not as sharp. Not Chapman. He showed up today. He executed at a very high level. He led all of qualifying, relinquished it here today, comes back, wins 2 games.
And living down in Texas, they have stuff to bowl all the time down there. That Dallas area is just unbelievable. So I'm pretty sure from what I see on social media that he's bowling quite a bit. I know he was up here for some clinics and some other stuff when he came home. Well, right now he's got a 1-pin win. That
AJ Chapman, your 2026 11thframe.com Open champion.
Well, Mike, been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure with you as well.
After this shot, I'm going to get out of this chair and tell AJ to get his butt up here and take my place. You can have a nice little interview with him, and I'll make some good questions. I'm going to use it for the story tomorrow.
You got it. We'll do.
I know you will.
How about that?
There it is.
An exclamation, a yes from AJ Chapman. He is our winner here in Dubuque. Nice bowling to everybody today in our step ladder. Great job. 237, 233 the max. Kendrick Siders showed up in the 10th frame, made AJ have to perform, and he did. Right now, AJ riding the wave, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, Mike.
Great bowling.
Mike. Appreciate it.
What's it mean to win this one here? This was not an easy oil condition to bowl on this weekend.
Oh, no, tough. I mean, wins 39 mils. That's crazy. Like we haven't had, like I said, last night I think in the booth I said I don't think I've ever bowled on that much volume before. So being that flat, that long, and with that much volume, it feels pretty good to come out on top. Yeah,
so let's talk about that title match. You had to bowl against Kendrick there, and boy, he's an awesome bowler. He's an up-and-coming talent.
Yeah, definitely. His touch at the bottom I got to watch today firsthand. I've seen him bowl on some videos. I watched him bowl with St. Ambrose in the ITCs last year. But
I watched that too.
Today was the first time I got to watch him throw it, and I was chasing him down the whole time. And I mean, I was thoroughly impressed. His touch is incredible. I think he might be a force to reckon with in the future for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we had a lot of that in this stair step here tonight, the step ladder finals with Landon Jordan and Robert Vader and Lucas Hersrud. The talent up here is incredible.
Yeah, it's wild. I was the oldest guy in the step ladder by 10 years. That's crazy to see how high end the college caliber bowlers are around here. It's very cool to see.
Yeah, this is a big win for you here. Talk a little bit about just kind of what you used bowling ball wise, because I think it's a pretty unique story here at this one. What equipment you used?
Pretty much 2 balls the whole time. I threw that Dynasty 3.0 again to start, and then I went into a 1 ovation for the last 7 games this morning, I think. And then I threw the Dynasty again in the title match, so I can actually shout out to Zach here real quick. We talked about layouts before the Lucy on some bigger ASIM balls to try to get them more usable, and the 1 and the Dynasty were ones that we tweaked the mass a little bit, and those are the 2 balls that I threw this week. So
talking about Zach Wilkins.
Zach Wilkins.
Yeah, he was in the chat too. If you want to say hello to him.
What's up, Zach? I appreciate it, man.
I think he's probably still here. So mom and dad were here. What's that mean to you?
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing to get to win in Iowa again, where I grew up 45 minutes west of here. It feels good. I think this might be my actual first men's Greater Iowa win. I got second at the Fall Classic when Tom bowled 278 against me.
That's right, I remember that.
But I don't think I've actually won a men's Greater Iowa, so I think this is the first one to add to the list. That feels pretty good.
That's a big deal, especially living in Texas.
Yeah, mom and dad here was great. It was a big part of of me getting it done. And my brother Ben was here yesterday watching the whole time too, so that was great. Yeah.
Appreciate you letting me look like a genius. I put you on the thumbnail. Every once in a while I get lucky, I guess.
Yeah, yesterday you told me I was supposed to win.
I know. You were the chalk, I guess, coming in. You were the most polished and decorated player in the field. But I'll tell you the thing I think you've done a really good job of. I've talked about it a few times on the air, as I feel like there for a while, you were like one bad shot a game. You know what I mean? One bad shot a game.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like you've cleaned that up to maybe a half bad shot a game. And I think as you continue to work on just your repeatability, you've got such a smooth look. I mean, the way that you bowl, I mean, everybody wishes they could throw the ball like you. But every once in a while, sometimes you overhit one or you don't hit the next one or something like that. I think you've really cleaned that up. Could you tell the audience at home what you do to work at your game and to be the best that you are now? I think you're the best version of A.J. Chapman we've ever seen.
Thank you. First of all, that's a very nice thing to say, so I appreciate that. Honestly, a big part of it was going back to no grips. Right before, the week before the doubles, I went back from inserts for the last probably 4 years back to no inserts, which I did for 13 or 14 years probably before that. So that's really helped me with my touch at the bottom. And I can feel a bigger difference of when I throw it bad now, and I don't make adjustments off shots I think I throw good instead of they're just bad, and it's okay. So I've had better success with my touch and release, making sure my fit is right. So that's a big thing. I'm a pro shop guy. Like, you need to make sure your fit is right, and just working on those things. And it's all mental, honestly, too. I was going to tell my dad that when we were done with this tournament, I said this might be the best that I've mentally been through a tournament in a long time. And I took a little break after the season. I took a month off from competitive competition, basically, and to get my mind back in a better spot. And my game has felt really solid right now. So I think if I can add a solid mental game on top of a good physical game, that good things happen. And this is the first test, I guess, that's shown that it's on the right path.
I said it in the Stepladder. I think your mental game's the best it's ever been.
Thank you.
I truly believe I've been following you.
I definitely feel like it's up there for sure.
I've been following you for a long time. This is your opportunity to thank anybody that supports you.
Oh, I want to thank Brunswick, Bowler's Deal, H5G, Turbo, Amori Pizza Pasta, Iowa Pilot Cars, Ballard vs. the Big C, Toombs Construction, everybody, all my sponsors, Friendly Floors. They've been an amazing group to keep me going. It's not the most lucrative lifestyle, so it's a big deal when you have people that are on board with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
AJ, congratulations, man. I'll see you in Springfield in a couple weeks.
Sounds great. I got a partner.
You do? Who
I
you
got a
bowling
partner.
with?
Lucas.
Oh, okay. You're bowling with Lucas.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it worked out good.
Perfect. I love that. That'd be great. It'd be great to see you guys down there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
Nice
Appreciate
bowling.
it, man.
AJ Chapman, everybody, your champ here in Dubuque.